Hey guys, welcome back to the Reality Theory. Um, we're now on episode 7, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's episode 7. Um, it's been it's been okay. I mean, we need you guys to watch more videos, basically.
And leave some comments and some likes or dislikes, whatever. Just give us some feedback so we know you're there.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, we just
I
need
mean,
something.
I mean, we like watching ourselves. Not really. I mean, it's kind of awful to watch yourself on video, but
And like you said in the first episode, we're doing this for ourselves.
we
But we
are.
would still like someone. We would still like people to actually enjoy what we're saying because we want, not that we need validation, but just
No,
if we enjoy it more if we know other people are enjoying it as well.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. We definitely want more people to watch. But at the same time, I mean, we're still having fun with this. I mean, it's been a blast for us. So we'll keep doing it, regardless of whether anybody watches or not.
Yeah,
It's still fun. But yeah, keep watching the videos. If you're watching this one,
we appreciate it.
we appreciate it. If you haven't seen any of our previous videos, go back and watch them. They're pretty good. They're all right. We're getting better at it, I think.
Not as nervous anymore.
No, definitely not as nervous anymore. It's just more of finding things to finding things to discuss and talk about, and
And it's a lot harder without a guest to kind of bring up a topic or to talk to
it's definitely a
when
lot
we're just
harder.
discussing between me and you.
I mean, the two of us can sit here and joke around and shoot the shit all day, and you know, with the camera on, camera off, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some laughs and stuff. I mean, that's just what we do. I mean, we crack each other up, but it'd definitely be better if other people were enjoying it as well.
But a big thank you to the people who do listen and do give us some likes. We do appreciate you watching.
Yes, we do appreciate everybody that watches and subscribes and likes our videos and stuff. And if you're one of those people, just fucking say something.
Anything.
Just tell us what you think. Do you fucking hate it? I mean, obviously you don't hate it if you're subscribed, but if you think it could be better, if you think there's other things that we can talk about, or if you think we can do anything better, let us know.
For sure.
We'll try to do what we can to make the videos better.
Like I said, give us some topics, give us something to talk about. If you guys want to hear us discuss anything, we'll talk about it. We have no problem with it at all.
Yeah, we don't care. We'll talk about anything. We don't give a shit. What if it's controversial? If it's something that's just funny as shit. If there's a video online or something that you think's hilarious, send it to us. We'll check it out. If we think it's funny, we'll talk about it. We'll review it. Whatever.
For sure.
It, we don't care. We'll talk about anything. We don't give
Yeah.
a shit. you know.
Mhm.
So definitely hit us up.
For sure. I know we haven't. Me and Nick usually talk at least twice a week, but this past 2 weeks it's been pretty
It's been pretty busy.
busy for both of us, so we haven't
Yeah.
really talked. Or, I mean, honestly, this is the first time we've talked. Like I said, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, normally we'll talk a few times throughout the week, or at least through text or whatever. But we've both been so busy this week, we haven't really had a chance to talk about anything. So we're kind of going into this episode a little blind. But yeah, I mean, it's been
Yeah.
been a little while.
Well, I did. It's funny because we haven't talked, and I was going to call you. I was driving to work this morning, and I saw two brand new Chevy Blazers on the street, and I
Man.
didn't think they were out for sale yet.
I didn't think they were out for sale yet either. I mean, I try to keep up with the Chevys. I'm a Chevy guy, GM, whatever. And I try to keep up with their stuff because I'm actually in the market for a new truck right now, but not something, well, I don't know, maybe something brand new. Just depends on the deal I get. But yeah, I mean, I try to keep up with their stuff. I had no idea that the Blazers were out. And to be honest with you, I mean, I could really care less if they're out or not. I mean, they kind of look like shit. I mean, it to me it looks like a cheap little SUV. It's not like, I mean, I grew up with like the K10 Blazers, the fucking the badass, you know,
Bronco size.
lift
Trucks, yeah.
lift it up 8 inches and throw some big tires on it, take it off road, that kind of thing. This thing,
Looks like a Jeep Cherokee just with a Chevy badge on it for the
yeah,
most
yeah.
part.
I mean,
Just uglier.
I wouldn't, damn, I wouldn't take this thing off road. I mean,
No, hell
I
no.
wouldn't take it off road if you paid me. I mean, you might get 2 feet and then it would just sink.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I haven't seen any videos on the test or how well they perform off road, but
But it's definitely. I mean, if you look at the design, I mean, I keep mentioning off road this and that, but it's definitely
it's a
not.
family vehicle.
It's a family
That's
vehicle.
all it
It's
is.
one of these new, little SUVs. Like everybody's got out now. They all look the same, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not like the old school Blazers.
No, to me, it's really just a rebadging. They
Yeah,
they took away the Trailblazer, made it a Blazer, did a redesign, and just threw the Blazer sign on there, and for nostalgic purposes. When
yeah.
they were
I
like,
mean,
but I said, look at Ford and their Bronco coming out next year. I mean, they
man,
stuck to their design like they did with the Mustang when they first came out with it. They were the first ones to bring back that old style car, and then Chevy, or I think it was Dodge, first followed with the Challenger. Then Chevy came along with the Camaro, so it's like they're all following. It's like they're almost following in Ford's footsteps. But with the Bronco, that thing looks insane. Then you came
yeah.
out with the Blazer, and it's just another SUV.
It's a disappointment. I
It
mean,
really is.
I'm not a Ford guy at all. I mean, like at all in any way, shape, or form. I've never been a big Ford guy at all. But man, those Broncos look good. I
And,
mean,
and it's a two door, just like the other ones
yeah,
were with the
yep.
hatchback. And I mean, they really.
It looks good. I mean, I haven't seen a lot on. I haven't really checked out the interior too much, but the exterior, man,
I don't think they've really put
it
any
looks good.
exterior pictures out yet.
No,
No, I haven't seen them.
they have some. I've seen them, but I didn't really pay much attention to them. I was so wrapped
Yeah.
up with the exterior, which looks amazing. I mean, Ford did a great job on that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be nice.
I mean, they bought back the Ford GT. They redid that and just did an immaculate
Yeah,
job. And then the brand new one is just fucking insane looking. I mean, they got some designers over there that know what they're doing. They really do.
yeah. Well, I mean, they've been around. I think they've been around longer than everybody else too. I think they were. I think they were around before Chevy uh, and Chrysler and Daimler Chrysler and all that
Yeah,
stuff. I,
I'm not too big on the timelines and the history. I mean,
no, but I think they've been around
anything
longer.
like
So
that.
they've been around the block. So they know what they're doing, and they did a bang up job. But I say I'm not a Ford guy, but as far as cars go, I'm not a Ford guy when it comes to trucks. I'm a GM guy
Well,
when it
yeah.
comes to trucks. And but if I was to buy a car, like a sports car, Mustang, man, I love the Mustangs. I mean, I've
Oh,
been in
they're gorgeous.
I've been in the Camaros, man. I worked at a dealership for a little while, and I worked for a used car dealer, a big used car dealership here in Texas. So we had a little bit of everything out there, and I've been in the Camaros, I've been in the Challengers, and I've been in the Mustangs. And man, by far the Mustangs are just the most comfortable for me anyway. And it's all personal
Well,
preference
I
or
mean, I've
whatever.
driven Charger or the Challenger, whichever. I can. It's confusing to me. The four door.
The Charger.
Yeah, the Charger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. To me, it's a hunk of shit. It really is. I mean, it's just
It,
it
it
just
depends.
it just seems cheaply built.
It depends though, man,
It
because
really does.
I've been in some of the SRT Chargers, and man,
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
they're
sure the
nice.
trim packages on the inside
They're
are
nice.
a
Or
little more well built
yeah,
and stuff like that. But
I mean, you got the Hellcats, which are really nice. They're definitely not cheaply
it's
made.
it's a straight line car.
Well, I mean, it's
It's a drag car pretty much. I mean,
yeah,
you're not taking those things on the track.
yeah,
Like Ford, the Mustangs are known for, weaving out of control. They can't they can't go on the track. But Ford's really been working on getting their cars on the track, and so is Dodge with their Viper. The Viper for the longest time was no one would dare take it on the track.
the Viper was, the, the old school Viper from the what was it, the mid to late '90s, I think it was,
I thought the first.
or maybe early
I
'90s.
may be wrong, but I thought the first one came out in '88. I'm probably wrong, or '89.
Could be. I mean, I could be off on that on the
Me
time frame.
too.
But anyways, the original Viper, when when it first came out and everything, I think it had a, what was it, a V10 in it,
I believe so. Yeah.
rear wheel drive. I mean, you couldn't drive it when it rained. Even when it was dry, I mean, the thing was all over the road. It was all over the road because there's no weight in the back end to keep the ass end down.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're all over the road, especially with that much power. The car was light as shit. I mean, it didn't weigh hardly anything. The motor probably weighed more than the rest of the car put together.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
don't quote me. I don't
they
know,
had a
but
good concept. It's just I don't think they gave themselves enough time to actually work out the kinks. Work, because and especially back then they didn't have the technology they do now.
they didn't. But I think where Dodge went wrong was they were looking to just put a big ass motor in a super light car. It's like, hey,
Which a lot of companies have
let's
done. Yeah.
they yeah, a lot of companies have done that, but I think that's pretty much what their thought process was. Hey, we're gonna take this super light fucking car, super small and light car, and we're gonna drop this massive motor in it, make it rear wheel drive, and just put it out on the line.
They were taking the Shelby concept
And it
and doing
doesn't.
it.
There's a lot more to it than that. And I mean, obviously, they've got engineers and shit over there that try to work out all the
Oh, of
kinks and stuff.
course, yeah.
But they definitely fell short on a lot of things with the Viper. Um,
And
for me,
well, and that was also a year when they didn't have those kind of cars out really. I mean, it was more.
I think that was the biggest. I think that was the biggest motor out on the road at the time.
I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm
V10
saying out in the time because
in a car. I don't
yeah,
think anybody's put anything out bigger than that in a car.
yeah, because I mean they beat out Ford. All they had were their Mustangs with the V8s. The GT hadn't come back out yet.
Yeah,
So I mean they definitely took the reins on that one and started it back up again.
yeah. I mean, horsepower wise, they probably definitely outperformed everybody else when it came to horsepower because of the size of the motor from the factory. I mean,
Yeah.
but performance wise, practical application on the road, I would be willing to bet that everything else beat it, everything,
Oh, of course, yeah,
because you couldn't hardly drive it.
yeah. I mean, like I say, I don't think they had launch controls back then like they do now. I mean,
No, but nobody else did either.
I mean, you get launch controls in the new Mustangs.
Yeah, but I
My
mean,
uncle's got one. It's a 5.0 and it's got a brake lock and I mean,
oh yeah,
it's insane.
but
And I drove it. The car
but nobody else
makes
at
me
that
want one.
time, nobody else at that time had that either.
No, that's what I'm
vets,
saying. Yeah,
the vets didn't have it. The Mustangs didn't have it. The Camaros didn't have. Nobody else had it either. So everybody was basically on the same playing field when it came to available technology.
yeah.
But I just think that they fell short on design because you couldn't handle the car. You couldn't. I mean, there were a couple people in my neighborhood that had them, and I mean even they were saying, yeah, it's nice, it's a nice showpiece, but you really can't do much with it because it's all over the road.
Exactly. Yeah. Except if it rains out, it's just
Park it.
yeah, it's gonna sit in the garage.
Yeah.
Take your truck out or any other car for that matter,
Yeah, just park
and
it.
do it that way. But
But yeah, I mean back to the Blazer, man. I mean for me that's I mean, and they've had them before, just like with those little what were they, the S10 Blazers that they came out with years ago. Um, it was just all disappointing to me because when I think of a Blazer, I go back to when I was a kid and with the K10 Blazers. I mean you had the K10 Blazers, you
hmm
had the full size Broncos, not the Bronco twos, the full size Broncos, and then you also had Dodge had one. I think they called it a Charger, a Ram Charger, or something like that. I believe it was.
I can't remember.
it was
I was never a Dodge fan. I didn't
it,
really.
you probably didn't see very many of them, but they were very similar looking to the Broncos, I think. But you had all three of those, and they were all full size. I guess you could call them an SUV, a sport utility vehicle, but they were. I mean, if you had one, it was probably 4-wheel drive, and you probably took it out off road on the weekends. That's what everybody
Oh, of
did with
course,
them.
yeah.
So when they started coming out with these, rinky-dink SUVs, these family cars, and then renaming them, the Blazer, or nobody's done it with any of the other ones, but definitely the Blazer. I mean, it kind of sucks, man.
Well, it's
I
like
mean,
the
it's
same-
not,
well, I
it's
said,
not, it's not what I was expecting.
It's the same thing as the Charger. It's like the Chargers were I mean, weren't they? I mean, were there 4-door Chargers back in the '60s,
Yeah,
and
I think so.
'70s?
I think so.
But I mean, at the same time though, there were 2 doors. Yeah, that was a disappointment right there.
Yeah, but I
The
think
Dukes of Hazzard Charger.
no, that was a Challenger, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. I get so freaking confused with
The
I just can't know. But
the Challenger is the one with the long hood. It's got the skinny front end
to
with the
me,
long hood.
whichever one it is, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
The 4-door is just
No, the four door is the Charger. The four door is the Charger. That's what all the cops use, and
Yeah.
that's the.
Oh, I know. I drove it for five
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
I
no,
constantly had problems with that fucking car.
yeah, but that's the Charger. But like I was saying before though, the base model Charger, or even maybe the police edition or whatever, the police package, maybe it was a piece of shit because they're buying them in as a fleet. They're picking up a bunch of them at cost or whatever, whatever it is,
Yeah.
so much over cost, so they're getting them cheap. So of course they're probably going to be built cheap. But when you're paying $60,000 or $70,000 for a Hellcat edition Charger or a Challenger, it's you know it's
Oh,
it's, it's
yeah,
probably
I'm sure you get your
it's
money's
probably
worth.
made.
Yeah.
It probably has some uh, better options and stuff like that. So
Oh, of course.
it's gonna be a lot better.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, I've never been a Dodge guy. I mean, my first car was a '79 Corvette. Then I had a '66 Chevelle station wagon. I was a Chevy guy for a long time. I really was, like especially the old ones.
yeah,
That's when they had. I think that's when they had their the best cars.
that's when all the cars were great.
That's what we all. Yeah,
All the
honestly,
cars
yeah.
are great. Like
No plastic bumper. Well, my actually, yeah, I can't say that. My Corvette had fiberglass plastic bumpers.
yeah, but fiberglass is completely different though.
Well, no, mine were actually like just rubber.
Oh, were they?
You could punch it,
Oh, that
put
sucks.
put a big hole right there, pop right out.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, I didn't care though.
um,
It worked out.
but no, I mean, I like Mopar. I like the old school Mopar stuff. The Superbird, the old Challengers, stuff like that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I like the old Mopar stuff. It's the new crap, and it's all the new crap that's out today. I don't really care for any of it. Even the new trucks nowadays. I mean, yeah, they've got nice features and stuff with the Wi-Fi and the
But you don't have that. You don't
brake
have
controllers.
You don't
and
have
all
that
the,
truck feeling anymore.
No, I mean, you still have that truck feeling, but you
Not
don't.
the same as like if you were
But
jumping like an old '70s Ford pickup or a Chevy pickup.
It's different.
It's more luxurious in a way. It's like trucks were trucks.
The difference is if you jump into an if you jump into an old pickup truck, the difference between that old pickup truck and a new pickup truck is that the old one, it feels heavy. It
Yeah.
feels like there's some weight because there is weight behind it,
Yeah.
But it feels, I don't know if you want to say more like a truck because they're both truck. I still like when I drive my truck, it still feels like a truck, but it's not. It's just not the same feel, man.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have that. You don't have the same feeling at all.
It's not at all. I mean, you drive an old truck, no power steering. It's heavy as shit.
Loud.
It's loud. There's actual power behind the motor. These new trucks nowadays, they throw all this stupid ass emissions crap on it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, we're gonna put all this emission reduction crap on your vehicle to reduce emissions and save the environment. But because we're doing that, you know, we're reducing your fuel economy. So now you're going to have to put more gas in it, which in turn is hurting the environment probably just as much or more
Oh yeah.
as you were if you just left this shit off.
That environment's another episode. We can go on that for a while.
But it's I mean I'm all for saving the environment and
Oh no, of
and all
course.
that
Like I
kind
said,
of
I'm
shit.
not going to sit there and pollute.
But you have to really think about what it is you're doing and if what you're doing is causing more damage or if you're actually making a difference. And 9 times out of 10 nowadays, you're probably causing more damage.
No, they talked about that. They talked about with these battery powered cars mining for the metal to put into the batteries and shipping them back to the United States to
It's not even that.
do something else and shipping. They said with the gas and all the stuff you're using to get them back and forth from one continent to another. They said just keep driving your '75 Buick. It's a lot better for the environment to keep that one car than keep building all these new cars. And then you see these lots off the side of the highway with 1,000 cars sitting there, Nissan Altimas, just sitting there
Well,
that aren't getting used.
But here's also what a lot of people don't think about too is, they're all about, the emissions bullshit and whatever. Oh, we're going to go all electric. We want to be zero emissions by whatever the date is.
How do you charge those cars?
It's not even about the charging. Guess what? Every gear,
It's mined.
what do you think lubricates all of those moving parts?
Oil.
Fucking oil products.
Oil products, yeah.
The need for oil will never go away. I don't care what you do. I don't care what changes you make, or the need for oil will never go away. All this plastic shit, everything you see that's plastic, guess where it comes from? It's
Oil product.
It's an oil product.
Hey, don't touch my sunglasses, okay?
Ah, fuck you. But I mean, that's what's crazy to me is, oh, we're out here saving the environment. We're gonna go all electric. Okay, you're a dumbass. Number one, if you think that that's actually
But how do
making
you?
a
But at the same time,
difference.
but how do you produce energy?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's always there's never you're never going to be
Something.
perfectly clean,
No,
and that's like I
it
said,
doesn't work that
we're going
way.
to have an episode where we talk about this climate change bullshit because I don't want to get into it now because it's just we don't have time.
Now I mean, don't get me wrong. There are other ways to lubricate parts other than oil. I mean, there's animal fat and whatever else. I mean, there are other options for lubrication, but that'll only get you so far in the world that we live in today. There are too many people.
Oh yeah,
I mean, for the amount of stuff that you would need, it just wouldn't work.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
but
what was your first car?
oh man, my first car, I had an '87 Oldsmobile Delta '88.
Great fucking car.
It was a fucking, it was a fucking boat. I love that car so much.
That was our great cars.
So I had, oh god, it started off. It was actually a really good car. It was my great uncle's car. The car had 30,000 miles on it when I got it. I mean, it had no miles on it. The car was babied. It was in very, very good shape. By the time I got rid of it, it was a hunk of junk. And that's all me. That was all my fault. Me and my friends. My friends used to grind the fucking deck lid of my trunk
With their
with their
skateboards.
skateboards. I mean, I let them do it. I told
Yeah.
them to do it, but we,
Now looking back, you wish you
but
had just.
man, we fucked that car up bad.
No, I know. I had an '86 Cutlass,
Oh, did you?
freaking red velvet interior,
Yep.
all that shit.
Yep. My
Like I
grandpa
said,
had a Cutlass.
it just you hit a bump, you just bounced. It was
But
such a nice ride.
that's what I loved the most about that car was it. You hit a bump or something,
You didn't
it just
feel it.
glides.
Oh yeah, you didn't feel it.
It was
And
so
that was
nice.
my grandfather's car.
Yep.
It sat out in the Hamptons, probably a good 50 yards from the beach.
Oh, just rusting
So
away.
just rotting away. So I said, hey, what are you doing with the car? He goes, it's yours if you want it.
Oh hell
Half
yeah.
the doors were gone. The trunk was freaking half it was missing. But
Oh yeah,
I
man.
love that car to death.
No man, that man.
And back then it was hard to find new doors for those because
Yep.
no one wanted to sell them.
No, I actually miss that car as much as
Oh
I
no,
hate
I
to
do
say
too.
it.
I've seen them. I've looked for them for sale, and if you find one for sale, it's a piece of shit.
Yep.
It's hard to find them that are in good shape, and
Yep.
everyone thinks I'm crazy. I'm like, it's a gorgeous car.
Yeah.
It's a good looking car. Don't put some 30-inch rims on there. Put a nice decent set of like American racing rims.
Yeah.
Clean it up. Put a nice exhaust. You can have yourself a decent car for a good price.
Yeah. You know what car I really liked that my girlfriend's stepdad at the time actually had and it was sitting in a field somewhere outside of Austin, probably just rotting away. And I think I want to say it was his first car. I can't remember if it was his first car or what. But anyways, he had it was an '80s model Grand Am. Grand Am? Yeah. It had smoke glass T-tops.
Was it a Grand Prix?
Grand Prix. I'm sorry. Yep,
Okay.
you're right. You're right. My bad. It was a Grand Prix. Had the smoke glass T-tops. Just a badass car. I mean, it looked a lot like the Grand National.
Oh, that's another car I would love to have.
So, but man, it was just sitting somewhere, just rotting away, man. And we had actually talked about going up there and picking it up and bringing it back and restoring it or whatever. Never did, but man, I thought that would have been
Oh
pretty
yeah.
pretty badass, man. That was a nice car too.
Oh hell yeah, they were.
It was pretty slick, man. And I had a good motor in it. I don't remember what the motor was, but it was a
Well,
it was a big motor.
like I said, it seems like back then Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, they all had kind of like around the same
Yeah, it was
same body styles. Like I had a '76 Grand Prix.
well, they were all GM.
Yeah, I mean, I like my '76. I never got it on the road, but it had a 400 cubic inch in it.
Yeah.
But I started up in the freaking, and I ended up actually selling it to a guy who owned a tire shop across from where I worked, and he was going to use it in a demolition derby.
Oh,
And
jeez.
but he even said, he goes, he returned it.
Yeah.
He goes, I can't do it. He goes, this car is just too nice, but he goes, the block is cracked.
Oh, that sucks.
So then I sold the car to a friend of mine. He ended up doing something with it, and then about a week later, another friend said, hey, I've got a 396 racing motor. I'm just going to get rid of it. Do you want it for your car? It'll slide right in. I was like,
Hell yeah.
I was like, son of a bitch. I sold the car. I said that would have been perfect. That's all it needed was a new motor.
Yeah.
The interior had black leather interior, had the old 8-track player, the little push button cigarette
Man.
lighter. Back when cars were cars.
Yeah.
A big old tank.
You know, that's one thing that I do miss though is cars nowadays, man. There's no ashtray. There's no cigarette lighter.
Yeah, I had a little ashtray in the door handle.
Yeah.
You push a little button and
It pisses me off, man.
popped up.
So I had a 2007 Chevy Silverado that I got rid of last year actually. It had a freaking ashtray in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think they made them that far.
It was under the dash.
Oh, the kind that you
it
yank
was
up.
under it was under the dash.
Wow.
It dropped down, but it had an ashtray in it. My new truck, no ashtray. No
Yeah,
cigarette lighter.
They're trying to distract.
What the
They
fuck,
don't want
man?
people. Yeah. they thought that wasn't safe, but like me on my phone,
Yeah.
hit someone.
I don't think it's really a safety issue as it is. It's,
Well, not as many people.
all of the
not-
health concerns around smoking nowadays. You know,
Well,
I
yeah,
say
but-
nowadays. It's been a while now, but it's just getting more and more. You know, now you can't smoke. You know, you can't step outside of a building and smoke unless you're like what 50 feet or whatever away from a building or something like a doorway or something.
Yeah.
You can't smoke anywhere anymore.
No, you
You
can't.
can't smoke in restaurants. You can't even smoke in a bar. That's
No,
kinda, to
yeah,
me
you
that's
can't.
bullshit.
There's a lot. I mean, there are a few places I have seen where you can still smoke inside after you're sitting there eating your dinner, light up a cigarette. I'm like,
Where's that at?
I forgot. I mean, it was like a year ago.
Maybe go eat that.
It was nice though. It was some Mexican restaurant,
Oh,
and I
was it?
saw ashtrays. I asked the guy, I said, "Can we smoke in here?" He goes, "So what's there for?"
Yeah.
Fucking
Have at it, man.
I'm like, "This is awesome."
Yeah,
Especially
man.
in this state, you don't want to go outside when it's too hot. It's brutal.
Yeah, but no, I definitely miss that about the cars. But that's just
Yeah.
me because I'm a smoker. But
Yeah. For sure.
I'm sure a lot of people don't give a shit about that. They're probably glad that stuff's out of there now.
Oh, I'm sure, because now they have their new cell phone, their iPod little spaces, or
Yeah.
use it for other shit that's going to distract them and get them into a wreck.
Right. Jesus.
It's true though.
Yeah.
I saw the new Honda Passport. They've got where the radio is, and then it comes down. There's a little spot right there. You throw your phone on there, and it charges your phone. You don't have to plug it in anymore. It's a wireless charger inside the car.
Yeah. So that's one thing I do like about the new Silverados is they have in the center console where I normally keep my phone anyways. It's now a wireless charging pad.
Yeah, see, that's cool.
Which is nice. I mean, it's nice, but man, you also got to think at the same time, man. There's wireless charging and wireless internet and all this wireless shit all over the place nowadays. But has anybody really thought about the effects of radiation or whatever? You know, what's all this wireless crap doing to our brains?
It's coming around us from somewhere. It's getting into our bodies.
Yeah, it's fucking people up somewhere or another.
But then they're afraid to get an X-ray at the dentist. It's like, hey,
Yeah. Oh, whoa! What are you doing with that lead vest there, Chief?
give me a second vest. I need to protect myself. It's like, no, but you got all this wireless shit. You got your cell phone in your pocket all day. That's constantly running. You got it to your
Yep.
head 90% of your day. It's, come on.
Yep.
It's like
Some
at least at the
crazy
dentist,
shit.
you're getting your teeth fixed.
Yeah, at least something productive is getting
yeah,
done.
something good.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
Wish we could go longer, but
yeah,
we're kind of we're on a time crunch with these episodes, keeping it at 30 minutes.
yeah,
Eventually, if people start to watch and listen to us and leave us some comments, maybe we'll go to an hour.
yeah. I tell you what, if you motherfuckers start watching us and you want to see more or you want the episodes longer, then we'll definitely do that.
Or if half an hour is too long and you just can't stand us for 30 minutes, then tell us to shorten it. We'll shorten it to 20 minutes. Just give us some feedback.
No, if you can't stand 30 minutes, then just
don't watch us.
just turn it off and go somewhere.
Yeah.
But well, that's it, guys. We appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you liked it. Same as always,
Leave some damn comments, subscribe, leave us a like,
Yep.
something that we
Yep.
know you're out there.
Yep, definitely subscribe, like the video, check out all of our stuff, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of our social media crap.
All the apps that we wish we didn't have to have, but we do.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely give us a like, thumbs up, all that good shit, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.